Hi Cancers, and welcome to your March 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk about the energies coming up for you all in this month. Welcome back. I hope that you all are doing well and are excited for a really changing and invigorating month for you. I think that you are really getting a new spike of energy coming in this month, and you are really maybe going through a few testing times as well. Maybe there's a sense of the old sort of resetting itself in the month of March. You know, we do have the equinox. It is the natural new year coming in. So that's really good to see you guys maybe, really questioning what has been here for a long time and what you want to move forward with. I think that you have a lot of honest truths to let yourself in on this month, and a lot of things that will ultimately make you really aware of what you've been holding on to and what you've been, truly prioritizing, because I think your priorities are kind of up for a second glance or up for re-election or something. It's like you're re-electing priorities, you're changing priorities, you're sort of going back to the drawing board in a sense, especially in the beginning of the month, as it seems that you realize quite strongly what is kind of trapping you or what's holding you back. And it might have just been your priorities, or it might have just been something that you never really suspected in the first place to ever be a negative trait or a negative person or a negative aspiration. So priorities, aspirations, all of these things are up for a second glance for you guys this month. And what is laying on the other side of that is truly some nice celebration, as well as coming closer with people that are in your court or in your niche. I do think that you can take a relationship to the next level this month, or perhaps meet somebody new. Coming into contact with soulmate or twin flame energy is definitely possible, or it's strengthening those relationships that are already there. You really want March, I feel, as a Cancer, to be a strengthening month, and to be a month where you maybe never let yourself be vulnerable to the same types of attacks or vulnerable to the same types of difficult stories. There's a patching up for Cancer this month, patching up old vulnerabilities, patching up old outworn people, things, events, and keeping yourself stronger. Because I do feel in Cancer's energy there's a bit of an attack on the vulnerability, or a bit of a advantage that maybe some other people have taken over some of the vulnerabilities that you have. And whose fault is that, is the question this month. But again, ultimately, you are really coming out victorious. I feel that if you're kind of feeling paranoid or scared, Eight of Swords energy, feeling like you can't see the momentum of things, not sure where you're headed, that should really resolve itself by the end of the month. But it does take a bit of like confidence and fire. You gotta really get that spark, and like, I don't want to be in this unsure position anymore. I don't want to be working with this fear anymore, and that will just be that, and it will be good. Let's go ahead and get into the week-to-week Cancers. I want to get through your energy like quickly, because I think that there's a bit of a tendency also in your energy to be like a little bit slow and dark cloud. So let's really be polished and processed in how we go through this. So in the first week, you guys have Eight of Swords reversed, rooted down by Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you are, I like the chronological order. It's an 8 and a 9 in the first week. So you're finishing something up, old stories wrapping up. Old stories that kind of are really volatile. 1 second it's that Eight of Swords narrative where you're feeling trapped and blind and in the dark, and then the next second it's very comfortable and very kind and very easy and very prestigious or favorable. So yeah, that's going to become really clear in the first week of March, the volatility there. And for all the water signs, that is the case, because it is a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So it's not really the most optimum time to be, really expecting things to be one-sided. So really, really great to see Cancer finding out how they can retain that Nine of Pentacles comfort, okay? It's also interesting to think that maybe that comfort or that favor of the Nine of Pentacles is at the root of the Eight of Swords energy, which is, again, that sort of feeling imprisoned, feeling trapped. It's almost like you feel trapped by your sense of comfort, or you feel trapped by your need or your want of something. So that's a good thing to sit with as well. Like, how am I being trapped by the need for normalcy, or the need for support, What price is it coming at? All of those things. Like, what am I paying to retain some amount of comfort in this, like, situation that I'm in? That's what I'm feeling for the first week. In the second week, Cancers, you guys have the moon rooted down by Knight of Cups. So you are, really embracing that water archetype, that Mercury retrograde in Pisces, which is about to go direct in that week. It's like you get a really strong emotional intelligence there. There's a lot of perhaps hidden truths coming to the surface, which is interesting to think about. Rose-colored glasses, seeing things through a certain lens, that will kind of be your best friend and your worst enemy there. It's going to be important for Cancer to accept the truth, or to look at things for what they are, to say what you mean what you say, all of those types of things. Because the Knight of Cups and the Moon, on one hand, they are harmonious energies together, but that's a lot of like secrecy for some of you, or that's a lot of trying to convince yourself that something maybe is not the way that it is, or seeing something with the lens of nostalgia versus the lens of reality. There's something about the way that you're looking at a like emotional cog in your life, or an emotional system that is on one hand it's comforting and it's like empathetic, but it's also not real. There's something not real that you're really pursuing in your life in the second week. So really look around as you're going through the second week of March. What are these things around me? What am I pursuing? What am I, directing a lot of my energy toward? Is that something that I can really continue with? Also, it is a sign, if we're looking at this in a more like positive light, that you need to watch out who you're confiding in. That's a really big thing for Cancer. Are you trusting the people around you? Things might not really be the way that they seem. Is there maybe like, this is kind of a tough energy, but watch out for accidentally flirting with people. If you're in like a relationship, like again, it's not so deliberate, but like watch out for accidentally being angry toward people, accidentally talking to people very disrespectfully, accidentally flirting with people, accidentally keeping a secret even. There's something about like sort of, I don't want to say negligently, but more like obliviously kind of doing taboo things. So watch out for that. That's that's all the water signs are there in March. If you're a business owner, accidentally, paying out wrong or something, or messing up with pay. Like there's something, again, Mercury is retrograde still. It's fixing up. It's getting the last lessons of Mercury RX and Pisces there. And we can maybe make a few accidents. So try to maybe get advice or secondhand knowledge. If there are legal things, try to, work with the lawyer instead of like trying to be really type A and doing it all on your own. Watch out for being super type A personality, where you've got to like do everything on your own, and, it's so scrupulous and so meticulous that you couldn't possibly make an error. Watch out for that. It's good to get a second pair of eyes on the things that you're trying to handle there. Week number 3, you guys have the 4 of Pentacles rooted down by 4 of Wands, and it really changes because that's the week of the equinox, So it really changes. The energy really changes there. You are feeling a lot better. So hopefully by utilizing teamwork and really affirming and building up your own sense of honesty in the second week, you feel morally in integrity. Okay, so there's a moral integrity and a moral compass that really looks great on Cancer and really makes your authenticity jump up in the 3rd week of March. And I would definitely challenge you guys to really work in integrity and work in morality as well. This is something that I talked about in the Pisces video for March, which everyone should watch because it's Pisces season, so it'll resonate for everyone. But there is something bigger than us at play in the month of March, especially during the Mercury and Pisces time. So we are connecting to God or universe or source or spirit, whatever you are connected to as a person. Those connections are vibrant here, and they are really bigger than anything else going on. So therefore, the people who are really leaving integrity at the door, or forgetting themselves, or trying to take from other people, and even obliviously or unawarely, it's a tough rough and cold road, okay? And I sense that you guys are seeing that really clearly coming into March, and what I'm seeing in your energy is that you deal with that early on, and you access your integrity, and you access your higher mind. And the third week of March will reward you for that with, a raise, a bonus, more to save, more to keep, more that is your own with Four of Pentacles. And Four of Wands, reading that down, says that that's a celebration, that that's something that is a big source of energy and a big source of power. So this could be like a big bonus, or for those of you who are business owners, a big spike in business, or for those of you who've maybe been struggling with your relationship, there's like a lot of love seen for what it is there, and it can be a source of power for the relationship in the future. And likewise, for some of you, it's like taking your power back, or seeing that even with this big change that you've gone through, there's something like really potent within that. So I love that energy for you. Week number 4, you have 5 of Wands rooted down by 10 of Cups. So then after this comes the future. How am I working with the future? How is this relationship that I'm in moving into the long-term future? There's volatility there in the same way that there is in the first week. So in the first week, you dealt with, the am I trapped by what comforts me? Okay, that volatility. And then in the fourth week, it's more so, am I at odds with what I am most trustworthy and loyal toward? Okay. And it's like these things in the Cancer experience that are on such opposite ends and so contrasting, that what you might see at the center of it all is a very contrary personality type, okay? A very contrast-oriented and contrarian person that might be you now, Cancer, or might have been growing for a long time, and this isn't going to be for everybody. But here we have, moving into the rat year and into Aries time, the need to be like agreeable or the need to go, okay? Agreeable or going, like not staying in a contrarian, indecisive, tough and mean-spirited connection with a job or a relationship or even relationship with yourself. It's like, is this agreeable or is this over? It's that type of thing. And it's like when things get so volatile, as they might have over the last year for you, it has to really be true. It has to really be that, like if there's a volatility or a disagreement or a constant, feeling of being at odds, maybe that needs to be walked away from or compromised. It's bad basically to stay in that constant purgatory of unagreeability. Okay, Cancer, but I want you guys to really remember that you are receiving a lot here, and this is kind of what I would say March is for you, and it's kind of different than any of the other signs. It's like I can't even think of the word. Bear with me for a second. It's like remuneration. There's a remuneration that you're going through here, or a recounting, okay? It's not so like, ooh, suddenly something new comes on. I mean, you're in a transitional phase, but there's just sort of a clicking or a, like doing the books, doing the accounts, and summing it all up, getting all the numbers together, especially in the beginning of March, but throughout the whole month, you kind of need to do the equation and simplify it. Like this is where you're writing the equal sign, you're not formulating anymore, you're getting the answer to the formula, and that needs to be that. It doesn't need simplifying much more. So try to take the answers for what they are, try to do the books per se, and again, I'm not just talking like money or accounting, but the karmic books or the proof is in what is happening, Cancer. So keep that as a really good blessing for yourself, all right? And I'm going to end on that note for this month, you guys. If you guys want to jump over to Patreon now for the extended reading for Cancer, I'll be so happy to have you. I love my Patreon page because I get to really keep up with everyone, and I get to, give those readings early and ad-free. It's very seamless, and it helps to keep all of this possible. So that will be in the center of your screen now. If you'd like to jump over, we're looking at the central theme as well as the supporting factors of this reading. So there'll be more cards and more explanation about some of these issues coming up for you guys. So let's jump over there now. Everything is linked below. If you're new, subscribe, and I love your likes and comments. We'll be talking soon. Much love, Cancers. Bye.